Hello, friends. Welcome to our Sunday reflection of our Gospel reading. And our reading today on the second Sunday of Lent is taken from Luke chapter 9. And it reads, Jesus took Peter, John, and James and went up the mountain to pray. While he was praying, his face changed in appearance, and his clothing became dazzling white. And behold, two men were conversing with him, Moses and Elijah, who appeared in glory and spoke of his exodus that he was going to accomplish in Jerusalem. Peter and his companions had been overcome by sleep, but becoming fully awake, they saw his glory and the two men standing with him. As they were about to part from him, Peter said to Jesus, "Master, it is good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." But he did not know what he was saying. While he was still speaking, a cloud came and cast a shadow over them, and they became frightened when they entered the cloud. Then from the cloud came a voice that said, "This is my chosen son. Listen to him." After the voice had spoken, Jesus was found alone. They fell silent and did not at that time tell anyone what they had seen. This beautiful story of the Transfiguration of our Lord reminds me of my visit to the Holy Land when I got to go to the Mount Tabor, where Jesus had this experience of his transfiguration. And one thing that we could remember when, at least, thinking of the Holy Land, that the land actually has not just one mountain, it's got several mountains. And in the life of Jesus, there are several mountains that was truly important in his life. And they symbolize to us as well many lessons that can be learned. The Mount of Transfiguration reflects to us the joy and the beauty of being with the Lord. Peter was overcome with joy at seeing what was in front of him, to see the Lord in his glory, and with him was Moses and Elijah. Overcome with joy, he had to say the best advice. "Lord, it is good for us to be here, so let us just make 3 tents. One for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah. Don't even worry about us. We're having a great time already. Don't have to worry about us. Let's just stay here." And I think most of the time in our own lives, when things are well, we can be like Peter, wanting to say, let us just stay here. Let us just keep this as it is. Who doesn't want to have those joyful moments, those happy moments of life? And every one of us, as much as we want to prolong those great moments of life. And yet Jesus knew that there is something more important than just those happy moments. And that's why it said here that when he was conversing with Moses and Elijah, he was speaking to them about what is going to happen and what he will accomplish in Jerusalem, as the gospel said. Because what's going to happen there is the more important moment than this moment, this happy moment of transfiguration, where he is going to climb another mountain, Mount Calvary, which will actually be more important than Mount Tabor. Because in Calvary, Jesus will fulfill the very mission for which he came, which is to save the world. That's important. And yet, the thing that we should not forget, Mount Calvary was not the last mountain that Jesus climbed. The last one was the Mount of the Ascension, which is just right outside of Jerusalem. These 3 mountains are connected. Mount Tabor, moment of joy to tell us that life is not all about pain and suffering. There are joyful moments. And yet, that is not necessarily the most profound moment of life. Mount Calvary brings us to the depth of understanding of what human life can offer in sacrifice out of love. And if we can enter into that Mount Calvary, we can find ourselves ascending the Mount of Ascension, which promises the future of hope and resurrection. So this Lent truly is a journey of hope, that life invites us not only to the joyful and happy moments that we can have with our families, our loved ones, with God, but invites us also to the profound moments where we will be called to sacrifice out of love for others and out of love for God. And through that Mount Calvary, God will lead us ultimately to the Mount of Ascension. May God strengthen you in your resolve to follow Jesus ever more faithfully during this Lent, and may we all meet Him at His resurrection. God bless you all. Hello, this is Father Eric from the Shrine of St. Anthony, and we truly are delighted to share the good news with you. But we need to know the feedback. We need to hear from you just to see how we are doing. So please, if you like our video, please comment below and leave your like. But even more important is that you become a missionary in the internet by sharing our webpage and our videos. So don't forget that you too can share in our mission. Be a good missionary by sending our videos to your friends and family. God bless you.